All right, good evening, and we are back here for Tier 4 at Zandvoort. Once again, it's me, BRO Williams. Webster has had some issues, I think, tonight and is unable to broadcast the tier. So, let me find my my partner here. There, it's Saxman, okay. I believe. Let me see if I've got him. I believe I do. Yes, I do. All right. So here we go. Qualifying is underway. Who is going to be the first car on to the track here at Zandvoort? And Saxman has now joined the party. Make sure you got your audio included, bud. Pretty good. Relatively calm. Relatively good calm Tier 3 race. As looks like who have we got going out here? It's one of the Haas's. That is Interior Titan 93 going out here to start the qualifying session. He is the only car going out right now. So pretty calm Tier 3 race. We'll see what Tier 4 brings, but so far I don't know about you, but Tier 1 was a bit crazy from my perspective. What about Tier 2 for you? Well, pole for Tier 3 was a 109.1, so it is possible, because some of these guys are pretty much there or about there, pace-wise, with some of those Tier 3 guys on a good day. So, we will see what they can do, but it is possible. Tier 1 was absolutely crazy. I was personally stuck in about a 6-car train from about 3rd to 8th for the entire race, ended up coming home in 5th, almost got 4th. But not quite. Anyway, looking here at Interior Titan 93, starting his first flying lap of the session here in the Haas. Car 57 down into Tarzan corner, nice and tight, runs it out wide on the exit. Coming down to the Hugenholz complex, this banked hairpin that they've added here at Zandvoort. I gotta say, this place did not grow on me very quickly, but as soon as we had the race here, this place grew on me immensely. You can't pass here or anything. But trying to follow somebody around this place it's a challenge in and of itself, and all it takes is them making a little mistake and you're going to have an opportunity. It is very challenging around this track. You have to get a good run off that final corner, really, to get a good run down the front straightaway, get some DRS, and crank the overtake on to get a good run into the first corner to make a move done, because that's really about the only place you can do it. As we see, Interior Titan set the first lap of the session at a 110.3, so yeah, getting into that 110 bracket already, and as I understand it, No, please do if you feel that you're seeing something that I'm not. As UFR Rage and Wrathful and ER10 Motorsports, aka Ritzy Raccoon, the raccoon on a tricycle, they all set times on the soft tire. As TES Signs also sets a lap on the medium. I personally do not agree with the medium to hard strategy here. It really just does not get you anything. Wiser Square ran it in the Tier 3 race just a moment ago, and it really didn't. He does. He goes fastest with a 109.7. First man into the 109s, and comfortably so. It really doesn't gain you anything running that medium tire at the start of the race, because the soft just does not fall off until about lap 10 or 12, which is about when they're going to be making the pit stops anyway. So it looks like one of the Mercedes is getting out of the way there. So that's what that yellow flag in Sector 2 is. Sector, same thing with one of the Ferraris. And get me my pipe. Indeed, good lap from the Williams driver. Goes purple around pretty much the entire track there. About 2/10 clear of the next car, which is UFR Ardell, who is coming into the pits now. He's not on a hot lap. Let's see what our own BRL Exia is capable of doing here. The man in the Red Bull here is coming to the end of Sector 2. Looks like he has done a 49.2 through the first two sectors. Got a little bit of traffic in front of him. It's going to be affecting his aerodynamics just a little bit, I think, as... Ooh, that Alpha is just all over the place. Lagging left and right. What... And he is going to jump up to 6th place. Not a bad first lap there. You can get 3 laps in very comfortably here. If you invalidate one, you can maybe squeeze a 4th one in. So really, not... Indeed, he has run multiple laps on those soft tires. So they really don't give up a whole lot for the first few laps, which enables you to run a couple of laps in qualifying if you want. As looks like we got one of the Alpha Tauris possibly backwards in Sector 2. That is Rager. He is backwards at the, let's see, what corner is that one? I don't know the corner numbers around this place yet, because this is the first time I've ever seen it. But he's kind of sitting there letting everybody go by. Indeed. One man who's not going to have a good qualifying position tonight is going to be Formula Rager, disqualified for parking in a dangerous location, was not able to get the car pointed back the right direction and moving, as we got a yellow flag multiple spots around the track. He does. He's got probably about 7 seconds worth of track ahead of him to the next car, which is one of the Force Indias, or sorry, Racing Points. I drive for them. I should know what they're called. I believe that is Sergeant... Nope, that is the other Racing Point of Ennard Caesar, who is on a cooldown lap, I believe. Looking at TK here. So he's going to have a nice, comfortable, clean lap here. It looks like one of the Renaults is going very slowly there in Sector 3. He needs to get a move on with it, because he's got TK coming up quickly behind him here. Yeah, that's one thing I really wish people would stop doing, as he invalidates. I really wish people would stop doing that when driving slow, is when you're on a cooldown lap, you cannot be going so slow as to come to a stop. Like, you need to be moving along at least at a decent pace, even if you get another guy's way. At that point, it's like you should have planned a little bit better than that. But that short straight between the last couple of real corners on this track is not the place to be doing that. Oh yeah, we had to restart the entire Tier 3 lobby, and I actually had to host and stream it last time, or just a few minutes ago, because we were having an issue. So, yeah. I'm going to do my best Webster impersonation here. Big Hairy Jock! Is out there... Indeed, I'm kind of in that same boat. I need to work on my qualifying. Personally, I'm way better in the race. As we see, I tend to move forward. This guy kind of does the same thing every week. Starts off a little bit lower and then picks his way through by the end of the race. Yeah, exactly. Of course, that kind of brings up an interesting point. When one of us has a good qualifying session, when we are not typically one of the better qualifiers, when we have a good qualifying session and we end up in that top 4 or 5 cars, that's kind of a shot across the bow of the rest of the pack. It's like, yeah, the guy who never qualifies good just qualified good, so come at me. Indeed, speaking of turn 1, we're on board with ER10 Motorsport, aka Ritzy Raccoon, going down into turn 1 here, the Tarzan corner. Runs it out wide under the curve on the exit. Got a yellow flag in sector 3, not sure what that's about, but anyway, into the Hugenholtz, very tidy, just a whiff of a lock up there. Exit out onto this very long, twisty straightaway through the next couple of corners. Enter Caesar leaves the session, not sure what that's about. He's currently sitting in 3rd. Into the fast right-hander, keeps it in 7th gear. Very clean through there. And into the fast right-hand corners to start off sector 2. So far looking very clean on this lap. Maybe not the quickest, but very tidy. Not in any danger of losing control of the car, it looks like. As Get Me My Pipe improves the fast lap of the session to a 109.4. I didn't see what ER10's split was there coming into sector 3. Keeps it a little bit tight off the left-hander. Into the final couple of corners, into the area of the Kindickbach. Finish off the lap, this very long, fast right-hand bank corner onto the front straightaway. What can he do? He goes up to 7th, so a good improvement, half a second there. Splits the 2 Renaults of Echo and Jules. Ooh. And we're riding along here with the Biz, and we're going to see, no, we're not going to see the Renault of Echo parked on the inside, or the McLaren of Echo parked on the inside there. I honestly can't tell the difference on the screen between the orange and the yellow bar for the McLaren and the Renault. They look basically identical, so Echo is in fact in a McLaren and also not a Renault. So I apologize for that. But anyway, he has hit the barrier at the end of sector 1. So not going to be able to improve on that 6th place that he's currently holding. Tough luck for him. Well, he may have also seen the timer and seen that, hey, for the last 5 minutes of the session, you may want to come in, reset, and get ready to go again. It's a very short lap around here, but at the same time, you don't want to be out there too long and get yourself in a bad situation, because it does take a second for the team to wheel you back into the garage, change the tires, put more fuel in the car, and send you back out. Yep, down to the last 4 minutes. Looks like TK is probably going to head to the pit lane. He's about 4 seconds off of his best time right now. So the Ferrari driver is going to probably peel off into the pit lane. Meanwhile, behind him, ER10 Motorsport, actually... Huh, weird. That was unusual. he has neither one of the Mercedes have had overly good luck across the board. They were both driving for me in the realistic lead, and consequently, I was actually engineering for them the first couple of races of this season when I haven't been commentating, trying to help them get as good a finish as they can, and kind of keep an eye on what's going on around them so they can focus on driving the car. They're not going to have that this week, obviously, because I'm here in the booth, but Rathfull definitely leading the charge for the guys in the black Mercedes. And Rathfull retires. Indeed, so Rathfull says that's it, that's all I'm going to be able to get, retires from the session in third place. He's about a half second off the next guy in front of him, so those top two about a half second clear of everybody. That's a huge amount of time around this very short, twisty, technical track. Not easy to gain time on somebody over a single lap around here. As we saw in especially Tier 1, the top, I think, 10 drivers were covered by maybe half a second. Indeed, but the interesting thing here with that, getting pole position here. Oh, Test Signs gets very loose out of the final corner there. The thing about pole position here, it is on the outside, and it's a very short run down to turn 1, so that does put you on the outside for the first corner, which can be a bit problematic if the guy in second place decides to send it off the inside. Oh, very scruffy looking there for the Huguenots. Indeed, actually happened to one of the Renaults actually, possibly out of turn 1. I believe he may have caught the inside curve and spun around for Joao Pedro in Tier 1. Anyway, interrupting for a second there, another Renault driver, Mitch712, jumps up to 4th place in the closing seconds. It's a good improvement for him. We're going to jump back to Test Signs to see what he can do. He's coming off the final corner right now. Down the front straightaway, got everything wide open. He is going to jump to 17th, so 1 position. Not a good improvement. He can still do another lap if he's got the fuel, though, but it looks like he's abandoning that pretty much off the start. That is DeBiz. He is starting his final lap, and then one of the Ferraris behind him, I think that's TK. It is TK. TK just going to get in. He's going to be the last guy on a flying lap. Or nope, that was his flying lap, I think. All right, good lap time from the Red Bull driver to get on the pole position for the moment. Get me my pipe coming around. Oh, and he gets loose. Oh, that's that lap gone. So he will start 2nd place. Wow, good catch. Good catch, and Phantom to a 110 dead just to beat his teammate out by a hair. Yeah, we caught, and Sergeant Milk jumps to P3 with a 109.7 in the Racing Point. So good improvement from him there. Interior Titan jumps to 6th place, gets in front of Mitch. And I think that is it. TK is the last guy out there who is still technically on a lap, but I gotta imagine he'll pull into the pits here. Yeah, he's not... Interesting. Anyway, so UFR Ardell netting the pole position for Red Bull here. Get Me My Pipe having to abandon that last lap because he got a huge snap of oversteer out of the slow left-hander in turn 3, or in sector 3. Sergeant Milk in third for the Racing Point team, and then the two Mercedes of BRL Phantom and Wrathful, 4th and 5th, followed by Interior Titan in 6th for the Haas team. The Renault of Mitch, 7-1-12 and 7th, entered Caesar in the second, Racing Point in 8th, Broken Reptile in the first, and the McLarens in P9, Echo in the second, McLaren in P10, followed by Jules in the second of the Renaults. Then the Alfa Romeo VR10 Motorsports, the two Ferraris of TK and UFR Rage, BRL Exia in the second Red Bull. His teammate on pole, you got to imagine Exia was going to expect a little bit more from that session than 15th. Like me or not, down in 16th place for AlphaTauri, followed by the second Alfa Romeo of the Biz, and then TES Sainz in the second Williams in 18th. Not a good session for him. Big Harry Jock in the second Haas, not having a good session as well in 19th place. And then finally, disqualified from the session for being parked in a dangerous location, starting shotgun on the field, Formula Rager for AlphaTauri. That is going to be your grid. I think who I'm watching right now has got to be these two guys on the front row. They are just head and shoulders quicker than everybody by 0.3 and half a second to third place. Sergeant Milk in third place, I think he's really got to be the one to watch though, because he is just kind of there in no man's land. He could go either way. He could get swallowed up by the pack, or he could keep up with those two. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, well, yep, maybe. Well, we're 1 for 1 tonight. Let's see if we can make it 2 for 2 on Broken Lobbies. Indeed, but at least when the game, does function, but then we get these little hang-ups here and there. Thankfully, this is not a consistent thing, but it does happen often enough that it's highly annoying. So, Cody's, please, for the love of God, get it figured out. There we go. Possibly. We are going to take a short comfort break, and then we will be right back to call the race for you here in Zandvoort. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back here in Zandvoort. Cars setting off on their formation laps. So, Saxman, who is going to be your pick to win the race tonight? Interesting pick there on your dark horse. I think my pick to win the race is going to be Sergeant Milk. I think we're going to see these top two tangle and something happen. Something in my gut just tells me it's going to happen. And that Pink Panther's just going to slide right up the middle and get by both of them and take off in the distance. As far as my dark horse tonight, I think I got to go with Mitch. He showed really good pace in qualifying there. Jumped up the board pretty early on. Didn't really improve much from there at that point. But I think his race pace is going to be good enough to get him up the field a little bit higher than he is. Indeed. Well, as the cars work their way around the final corner onto the front straightaway, they will assume their grid positions, and then we will wait on those lights for the short run. Only 300 meters from the first grid slot to turn one, if that. It looks more like 250, I think, actually. Not a very long run to turn one here. All right, so we do have all 20 drivers on the grid here to start the race. Now we are just waiting on the lights to come on. Indeed. We had the same thing with Trace Me the last session in Tier 3, so sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet if you're that guy who hadn't loaded in and get out of there so everybody else can get on with their night. We'll see what happens here. Not sure what's going on right now. There you see predicted race stop strategy is lap 11 to 13. Lap 11 to 13 for the soft to hard strategy, and then really don't want to do a two-stop. It really doesn't gain you anything around here. So if anybody has started on the medium, which it looks like I think a couple of cars have, let me pull that graphic up real quick. It's possible. It is possible. We do have 4 drivers starting on the medium tire. We have, looks like ER10 Motorsports, TK14, TES Sonics, and Big Harry Jock all starting on the medium tire. The other 16 runners all electing for the soft tire. The top 10 obviously not getting a choice in that matter. And still waiting. Pretty sure they've all blown up at this point. Indeed, it just kind of seems like the same second verse, same as the first every year. Seems like they have issues with the game they've already got out. They fix them, and then the next game comes out, and nope, there's a lot more issues. There's more of the same issues. Indeed, you would. Nope. Yep. Lovely. Yep. 2 for 2 on that, on having a reset. So we we apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. Normally we don't quite have this many issues, but apparently the game is just deciding, yeah, no, tonight's not the night. Yeah, probably, but you think all the little ones would probably be in bed at this point and not taking up the internet. Depending where in the world you are. So, we will wait for an invite back to the lobby. If you get in there before I do, obviously shoot me an invite and we'll get this show back on the road. The plot thickens. Da 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 da. Oh, just gotta do something to keep yourself entertained while they're setting everything back up. Um, I did, in fact. I was a little annoyed with Mercedes for causing themselves such a stupid penalty. Um, all right. Yeah, there still needs to be a red and green light at the end of the pit wall. uh, to illustrate that. I think I don't think they should have penalized Hamilton because, I mean, for crying out loud, through the parabolica, you're not exactly going to be looking at the outside edge of the track for a light. Even under a safety car condition, you're really not going to be looking out there. I'm I'm gonna say I'm gonna say this right now. If you discredit that young man for what he just accomplished, you are a terrible human being. That guy has been through so much crap the last 18 months of his life. You would not even begin to understand it. First off, got moved up to the senior team at Red Bull, was thinking, oh, hey, this is going to be great. I'm going to start fighting for podiums. Nowhere close because they make the car pretty much exclusively for Max, and nobody else can really drive it because they can't build a car for both drivers for whatever reason over at Red Bull. They've always played favorites. They've done that since Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber were in the car. They've always done that. Secondly, getting demoted back to the junior team after 6 months in that car, and then seeing the guy they put in there not really achieve much better, and then turning around, getting his first podium at the end of the year with the junior team, and then coming back now, albeit in a little bit of an unusual, crazy circumstance, and picking up his first win at the team's home race. If you cannot stand up and applaud what that young man has just achieved in his life, you're quite frankly, and excuse my French, a shitty human being. So, that's my 2 cents on the matter. He did, and honestly, I honestly think that regardless of how that race actually finished, whether it was Sainz, whether it was Gasly, whether it was Stroll, I don't think there would have been anybody who would have argued with how that race went, regardless of who won it. With Gasly winning it, it's the ultimate, Phoenix rising from the ashes story. Carlos wins it. That's a demonstration of exactly how good of a driver he actually is. The fact that he qualified third as well for the race shows A, how good that McLaren has become, and B, just how good that he is when his teammate can only manage sixth. He played Gasly. He played the Gasly played the strategy correct. And is it possible you can move your mic a little bit closer? A couple of guys have said that you're a little bit on the quiet side. Yep. Exactly. I missed that point. Well, yes, but yes, but no. I, I I don't know. I don't know about that, but it's just F1 has got themselves in a bit of a hole with the way the regulations are. Mercedes has just flat out engineered everybody else, and nobody else can catch up because Mercedes continue. I mean, that is the essence of that is the essence of Formula One. Although the way and we saw this, Mercedes have become so used to being out front now that they've engineered the car pretty much to run optimally in clean air. So when they get back in traffic, as we saw with Bottas, although I believe he did have a little bit of damage, overtaking cars is not something that their car is overly good at because it's not very quick in a straight line. But then it, no, you can't. But I think the argument needs to be made for this. Do we love seeing the big manufacturers playing it out on the grand stage? Yes. But honestly, I think the big manufacturers have become one of the single most toxic things in Formula One. Because they have just endless amounts of money almost to dump into it. Mercedes dumped $333 million into winning both Constructors' Championships in 2019. Let me tell you, as somebody who sees the budgets in relevant industries on occasion, that's a drop in the bucket for Mercedes. That is a literal drop in the bucket of their global budget. And they can outspend privateer teams like McLaren, like Racing Point, like Williams, to an extent like AlphaTauri. Red Bull is an exception because they are a privateer, but they are an energy drinks brand, and they are the energy drinks brand the world over. They were the original, and they've got the money to back themselves. And honestly, the fact that Mercedes and Ferrari and Renault, yes, they're there to prove the engineering prowess of their company, but the amount of money that they're capable of dumping into it just to get the result kind of it makes it to where the little guy doesn't even have a chance. The independent racing team doesn't have a chance unless you get a situation like this. So in all honesty, I think that the budget cap is a good thing, but I think until Formula One can get back to, until it can get to a point where it is a independence-only championship with no direct manufacturer involvement aside from building the power plants, I think it will continue to suffer. Because you don't really see varied winners. You don't see things like that going on. But anyway, we're about to get back underway here, so we're gonna shut up and we're gonna call this race. But that's my 2 cents on the whole, on what honestly needs to be done. That and a combination of Stefan Johansson's give him 1,400 horsepower, skinny tires, and no aerodynamics. Yeah, it'd be like the 80s all over again, and the 80s were crazy. I mean, for crying out loud, you had... leave the ground effects off of it. Just give them really tiny wings, 1,400 horsepower, a pop, and skinny tires. I mean, for crying... It would, but that's the thing, is that you reduce the amount of aerodynamic grip and the amount of overall grip that the car has, the braking zone gets longer, and you get to see these the moves that made Daniel Ricciardo famous for the dive bombs that he does were made possible by The fact that the 2014 to 2016 cars really didn't have all that much downforce. They still had obviously a lot because they're a Formula One car, for crying out loud, but the braking zones were a lot longer than what we have now. And so you could just send it off in the corner. If you were better on the brakes than a guy, you could send it from almost 100 meters back sometimes, depending upon the corner type, and make it stick. And we don't see that a whole lot now. It's bad for racing. Yep. Exactly. Like, for instance, the first corner here. These guys are braking at about 80 meters to the corner. 80 meters to a hairpin that you take in the top of third, the bottom of fourth from 8th gear. From 180 miles an hour down to about 60 in 80 meters. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's why. I mean, we hear Brundle and Crofty talking about it every week. You have to be so much faster than the guy in front to even make a move and make it work. Just on a single lap, it's over a second, and it's like, to me, it's just like, okay, think about that for a second. That you have to be a second lap faster than a guy to even contemplate being able to make a move. To me, that just... The cars are engineering marvels, don't get me wrong. They're brilliant. The levels of downforce they're creating is awesome. It would literally rip most of our muscles to shreds trying to drive one of these things in anger for more than a couple of laps. But is that really what it is to fully depress the brake pedal in one of these things? Is 130 kilos of pressure? Wow. I don't know about, I think it might be closer to 130 pounds of pressure that they're having to exert, because 130 kilos is almost 300 pounds of pressure. But it's still a lot. What? Right? Looks like... Oh, criminy. We just want to see some racing, folks. That's all we're here for. That's all you're here for. And the game is just being obstinate tonight. As it looks like, actually, TK and UFR Rage have changed compound. Or no, UFR Rage has changed compounds. If I'm not mistaken, we had somebody do that last race. I'm not totally sure they're allowed to do that. Yeah, we know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's legal entirely, but UFR Rage has changed from, I believe, the soft tire to the hard tire. So pretty much going the opposite end of the spectrum here. As looks like the Biz is now left. Now we got the lights coming on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights on, and here we go. Lights are out and away we go here in Zandvoort. Looks like Ardell gets a good start, as does Get Me My Pipe. Down to the first corner, and we're getting a lot of background noise there from you, Sax Man. And look at this. Looks like Milk is taking a look up the outside of Get Me My Pipe, holding him up a little bit. Not going to be able to get the move done there. Ardell clearing away in the lead. Meanwhile, behind them, Milk and Get Me My Pipe fighting over second place on track. Wrathful in fourth. Phantom in fifth, holding off Mitch in sixth in the Renault. So the Mercedes guys have held position here. Indeed, if he's going to make this move, he needs to make it quick, and he needs to make it stick, so that way he does not get stuck behind this Williams and tear those soft tires up. As he gets a little loose there out of the left-hander, that's going to allow Wrathful to close up just a little bit on the backside of the Pink Panther, the Pink Mercedes, whatever you want to call it, the RP20 that Sergeant Milk is driving. So now we got pretty even gaps. UFR Ardell completes the first lap in a 1:17.6. Not a bad first lap from the Red Bull. And now it looks like Get Me My Pipe closing up just a little bit through the first couple of corners here. They definitely can. It's very easy to spin out of turn one there, as well as out of the hairpin if you're not careful with the throttle. Looks like we got a nice big gap between the two Mercedes now. Looks like Phantom's really holding up Mitch behind him, so not really on the pace. As it looks like we've got Interior Titan was ghosted out for a minute there, but it looks to be solid again here. Looking back down through the field, we got a yellow flag in sector 2. UFR Rage has spun, and he's got some wing damage to boot, so he is now on the back foot. He's on the hard tire, so he will have to use another compound, and neither one of the other compounds can go to the end of the race from here, so not a good thing for him to have happen, as it looks like Me or Not and TES Science both pitted at the end of lap 1 with some damage. Looks like we missed that. Or is he? Jules is going to hang. He's going to hang it around the outside of Tarzan. Very, very easy for him to do that in, because it is banked towards the inside. Still going to be up the inside going into the Hugenholz. A little bit of contact there, but it looks like he has to surrender position, and now he's got Reptile all over the back of him. Rage retires from the session, so it looks like he's had enough. Another car in the pits is Big Harry Jock. Looks like he might have got some damage as well going to the hard tire, so he's going to be planning on trying to go to the end on that. Long way to go, but he can do it. He is just a little bit, but just in front of him, his teammates already got around Sergeant Milk. Sorry we missed that, folks. I didn't even realize that Wrathful was on a charge there, but Wrathful's up into the podium now. Milk's coming back at him. Indeed. So it looks like the biggest move of the race right now, according to the computer, is Echo in the McLaren. He's up to 10th place from, looks like, 20th on the grid. Not sure if he got put in the right grid spot there. He should have started in P10. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but currently the computer's showing 10 positions up for the McLaren driver. If that's accurate, then he's done extremely well to make up that many places in just 3.5 laps. Aside from... Speaking of pace, looking at BRL Exia, he's the second biggest mover according to the computer, up 6 positions. We know that's legitimate. He is in this pack behind this train that Phantom's in. It looks like Anterior Titan's going to make a move down the front straightaway, going to the outside. I believe that is the optimal way to make a pass here, is to go to the outside of turn 1 and then hold him to the inside and then get the run off the exit. So Anterior Titan with a nice clean move on Phantom gets himself out of that train and into some clear air. Let's see if he can take off and leave Phantom and get him out of the DRS on this lap. Doing a good job of it so far, already up to 0.6 by the end of sector 1. Coming down to the fast right, looks like Phantom gaining a little bit back down the straightaway. Oh, Caesar's a little wide there. Apparently, Saxman's audio is not included. It's had the same problem with the last stream as well. So, not sure what's going on tonight, but things are not working like they're supposed to. No, we had the same problem last session. So, thank you to Brackish for letting us know about that. Always good to have some folks helping us out. As looks like Exia is going to look up the inside of Caesar at turn 1 here. This is going to be the interesting point, is to see if Exia can get in front of these 2 cars in front of him, because he is just seeing Anterior Titan streak away as Saxman is going to try to get that sorted out so we can hear him. And it looks like he's going to go for the outside move here, possibly no. He's going to possibly look for a cutback at the end of sector 2. If he can just get up the side of Enter Caesar here, he may be able to go for a move. Might be able to send it, thinks better of it, into sector 3. 5 cars, nose to tail, not able to go anywhere right now, with Phantom holding them up in 6th place. Meanwhile, Anterior Titan has pulled away from this pack by about 2.5 seconds. He's about 2.5 seconds behind Sergeant Milk in 4th. The front 3, actually front 4, still running very close. Ardell, Get Me My Pipe, Wrathful, and Sergeant Milk all running more or less nose to tail, not quite as tight as that second group. But Anterior Titan closing up. And Echo around the outside of the Hugenholz. Wow! Indeed. So, Rage leads the session. Looks like Mitch has also lagged out of the session. He is ghosted right now. See if we can get him back in here, if you would, Saxman. Meanwhile, that move Echo just put on Mitch before he lagged out, that was absolutely brilliant. Just sent it around the outside of the Hugenholz hairpin and got a huge drive out. So has Echo maybe just shown us the way to make a move as he looks to the inside of Exia off the final corner. The McLaren is absolutely on fire right now, making moves left, right, center, every corner you can possibly imagine around here. A little bit deep. Oh, that's very tight. Exia is going to hold on to the position right now, coming down to Hugenholz. And we got a yellow flag. Looks like, who is that? Not sure who that is. I think that's TES Science. Yeah, TES Science having some problems. He is over a minute behind Rager, who is just now exiting the final corner. So Science already a lap down. Looks like Get Me My Pipe is... They're all just kind of holding station up front. Anterior tight. Oh, what do we got? Echo gets into P8. Mitch is back in the session, so he's lost a couple of spots in a little bit of time, but Echo not wasting any time making moves as Entered Caesar still struggling to get around the Mercedes of Phantom. And Phantom, oh, he tags him. No chrome horns here. And now that's going to open up Phantom to attack from Echo behind. They've both got DRS. But Echo has he's got a lot quicker car right now, it looks like, than Phantom does. As he comes under a little bit of attack from Exia behind. But what is Echo going to do? Is he going to try and send it around the outside? No, he does not. Keeps it to the inside and gets up the inside off. Wow. Golly, that's just his favorite corner, isn't it, right now? As he gets a little in the dirt. Oh! That's dicey. Oh! Phantom, he catches it. Bravo. Bravo from Phantom. Good catch. Fastest corner on the track, sideways. Yeah, but importantly, he is still in the race and does not appear to have any damage on the car that we can see. So, a little bit rough from Echo around the outside, but you know what? The other guy's still in the race, and that's just racing, honestly. Exactly. When a guy gets a nose on you going into a fast corner like that and he's on the outside, it's probably just best to back out a little bit and maybe let him have it, try to get him back on the next lap if you can. But you never want to be on the inside of a fast corner after a guy's got a nose in front of you, because he's going to be wanting that position, and it usually just doesn't work out for you. So unfortunate for Phantom, he lost a couple of spots there, but he, importantly, like I said, is still in the race. He's a spot for BRL Exia though, so maybe he can catch back up to Echo in front of him and fight over this position with the McLaren. He's got the other McLaren of Broken Reptile right on his gearbox right now as Echo runs a little bit wide. Meanwhile, back up front, Milk and Wrathful fighting over third, nose to tail here in the other Mercedes and Racing Point. I think I know what Get Me My Pipe is doing right now. You see, he's only on the overtake button down the main straight here. And Ardell is really on it, as it looks like Wrathful, first guy to blink and go in here at the end of lap 10. I think this is the optimal time to make a pit stop right here. It looks like he's getting held a little bit there. Nope, that was just the game lagging a little bit. So good early stop from him. His teammate going to do the same thing, same lap. So the Mercedes guys double stacking here on this lap. Right, I think he's trying to wear Ardell down a little bit and make it to where he doesn't have anything to fight back with, and then just do a complete dump down the front straightaway one lap. It is with traffic, but not normally. So yeah, Get Me My, oh, what do we got here? Get Me My Pipe going around the outside of turn one. What is he going to do here? He's going to do a cutback possibly. Not going to quite get the run there, but made a look around the outside of the Red Bull at turn one. He is not wanting to wait around. He is going for it right now. Exactly. That is the easiest way to get a position, is force the guy into a mistake, put that pressure on him, make yourself big in his mirrors. While we were talking about that, Echo did get around to Entered Caesar in the Racing Point, so Echo up to currently P5, net P6 with Wrathful's early pit stop. Wrathful has got to be hoping he makes quick work of the two cars in front of him. Jules is on the soft tire. More importantly, ER10 is on the medium, so ER10 looking to go a little bit long here. So Rathful needs to make short work of that Alfa Romeo if he wants to have any chance of making up any time, because he is stuck in traffic right now. Ardell's in the pits. Get me my pipes, stay it out. And did Ardell get held? As his anterior Titan, did Ardell get held up there by Get Me My Pipe in the pit lane there, or by Milk in the pit lane there? Oh, and we have a virtual safety car, it looks like. So that is going to help the guys who just jumped into the pit lane, I think. It really is. About 15, 16 seconds. It's very short. It is, and Get Me My Pipe still staying out. Is he going to try and go to the mediums? Indeed. Looks like at this point right now it's going to be tight depending upon the pit stop for Get Me My Pipe. Ardell really has not closed down much of anything. TK now up to third place in the Ferrari, has yet to stop on the medium tire, but got Sergeant Milk clawing all over the back of that Ferrari in the racing. Whoa, is TK, yep, got very sideways, and that's going to be Sergeant Milk saying, thank you very much, I will be taking that and running off with it. Pipes in. Pipes in the pits. So we're going to look at Ardell coming down the front straightaway here. Can he get out in front? Tires are on, he's set. I don't think he's going to be able to get in front of him, but he's going to be right on the back of him. I think he waited too long for that. Yeah. He is, but I do think he's a little bit quicker, and now he's got crucially one lap fresher tires. Not going to be a huge difference, but it is going to make a little bit of a difference for Get Me My Pipe. But interestingly enough, went to the hard tire instead of the medium like we were thinking, so just pushing a little bit longer. It looked like he's already gained back a few tenths on this outlap, interestingly enough. So I think that shows just how much quicker in race trim that Williams is than the Red Bull in front of it. Indeed, both of those guys are going to go tumbling down the order here when they do make their stops, because there's not really a whole lot of big gaps here between drivers behind them. So they're going to drop down probably to about 13th or 14th, I would imagine, when they do make their pit stops. Easy move. Easy move. Again, ER10 has not pitted, neither has TK, so effectively Echo running in a net 6th position. He is only about 3 seconds behind the next car he's actually got to pass for position, which is going to be Interior Titan, who is right on the back, actually, of Wrathful, who's all over the back of TK coming into Sector 3. Is he going to go for a move here on the Ferrari? He is, and he's going to make that stick. Good move from the Mercedes driver to move up a place and get out from behind that Ferrari. Exactly, as TK hits the pit lane, so we're going to see where he comes out here. He's going to go to the hard tire. I'm shocked. I'm a little bit shocked he didn't go to the medium, because the pit window for that is open. Ah, that's right. He did start on the medium tire. I thought it was in the soft. It is a stretch, but we have seen it done before, not to great effect, because it is not really a quicker. It's not really a quicker strategy. You want to get on those newer tires as early as possible. We do have a Williams around. Oh boy, that was close. That could have been bad. It definitely will, especially if Ardell is rough on his tires like his buddy B-Dunk is. We've seen B-Dunk every week now have very bad tire wear problems towards the end of the race and just drop off the face of the earth. This week it was my turn to be behind him. And when you're behind a car... Go ahead. It definitely is, but let me tell you, when you're that guy behind the car who's just on chewed up hard tires, for reference, B-Dunk's front tires, I believe, were at 80, at least 80%, as we see Interior Titan making a move on Wrathful down the front straightaway, makes it stick very easily there. When the car ahead's on just absolutely dead tires that are 75, 80%, and you're on, tires that are 45, 50%, that still have a lot of life left in them and a lot of speed, even if they're the same compound, the speed difference is just massive because they have nothing in the tank. Well, don't look now. But look just behind these guys, about a second back is Sergeant Milk. He's now within DRS range of the front two cars. He also had about 80% ERS before that front straightaway, so the same as Ardell, and he has closed these guys down to where he now gets to open the rear wing on that main straight and the second longest straight in Sector 2. So he has hauled himself into this battle. We'll make that 5 because the Interior is just dragging Wrathful right along with him. might be a little bit partial just because that's my car in Tier 1, and I'm a part of that same team overall, but I kind of want to see this guy get out there and take this from these guys. That'd be a bit of a, go on, get in there, son. He's coming. As looks like, yeah, they made a little bit of contact. It looked like giving my pipe might have made a little bit of a lunge for the lead there, but now he's got a mirror full of pink as he goes around this very short 4.3 kilometer circuit. Exactly, and that is the one part of the track you really don't want to have a spin on the exit of, because the track narrows up, it bottlenecks from both sides there. Not a whole lot of runoff on that fast right. As Milt gets a little bit out there on the curb, he's got to be careful of doing that. He doesn't want to get himself a penalty for running off track. This is only lap 21 of 36. We still got 15 laps of this to go, and these guys have not even come close to sorting this out. Indeed. Looking down here at Wrathful and Echo, Echo has pulled another 4 tenths, make that another 7 tenths down on Wrathful, who has really just stayed right in the slipstream of Interior Titan, getting drug along towards that front pack a little bit. But Echo's coming like a freight train right now. You cannot stop that McLaren. He is just moving. Echo is retired for the session. What has happened here? Oh, I think... Oh, that's a big hit. That's a big hit. So, wow. Virtual safety car. Ragers. Milk's coming in the pits. As is, they're all in the pits. They're all up and... Wow. Well, that's shocking. Yep. He is, but what's it going to be like at towards the end? Because we've seen after about 9 or 10 laps, those soft tires really aren't any quicker, and they kind of start falling away. So, this is going to be interesting. And then the guy, I think the guy with the IQ move right here was Exia. He stayed out, picked up a few spots. He's up to 5th place on those hard tires that don't really have a ton of laps on them. He's going to be good to go to the end either way. Right? The only thing that he might be in danger of is being on that hard tire and the guys behind having fresh rubber, is if these top 4 just jet away, which is very possible because 2 of them are on the soft and 2 of them are on the medium. If they just rocket away from him, and he's going to be very vulnerable once DRS kicks back in. There he goes. Indeed, Mitch getting a little bit lucky here with his second disconnection of the session there under the safety car, not losing anything out this time, thankfully. Indeed, it looks like a little bit of a sound glitch going on there on Exia. Man, I'm not going to count out Sergeant Milk. I think Get Me My Pipe's going to want to make this move early because he's on that softer compound and he knows he needs to get in front. Good launch from Ardell. Gets nice and clear. Possibly Milk hanging right with these two guys. You got to think that Get Me My Pipe wants to get this done this next lap, if at all possible, down to turn 1. Because if he can get anywhere near alongside that Red Bull in front of him, he's got a chance. Speaking of working their way up, Rathful's gotten around Exia already, so that ship has sailed. Reptile now all over the back of the Red Bull in front of him. Looking back up to the front here. Interior Titan's going to get around Milk. Milk ran wide. So Milk. Billy flag for... Indeed. So now, Get Me My Pipe and Interior Titan in second and third on the soft tire. They have got to do something with that Red Bull in front of them while those tires are good and have some life to them. Sergeant Milk making a little bit of a mistake and falling back to fourth place. He's now got in his mirrors, only about half a second behind in the Mercedes. Wrathful coming on strong here late, making that early move on exit. He really does go for it here. Is he going to be able to think about a move? Not quite close enough. He needs to be about half a second behind coming out of that final corner to think about it. It's anybody's game for that third place between those three right now. BRL Exia still holding on in sixth place, so if it works out and he keeps up that position, that'll be a net gain of 2 on that strategy call. He is going to go for a move. He's going to go for the inside. Thinks better of it. Cuts back to the outside. That's going to bring Interior Titan right up to the gearbox of the Williams. I think he probably should have just stayed behind and waited. He's a lot closer this time. He's a lot closer this time around. He's going to have a very strong slipstream. Is he going to go for a move here down the front straightaway? He is going to go for a move up the inside. Backs out of it, though. Man, if you're going to go for that move, you got to send it. If you're going to go for that from that far back, you got to just lick the stamp and send it and hope the car stops. A little bit of contact is not exactly smiled upon, but sometimes it's what you got to do. Ginger. Just referencing how one of my competitors got his way by me here on Saturday night in that same corner. A little bit of contact, but nothing too egregious. All's fair in love and war, you know. Exactly. He needs to be a little bit closer than this, though. He needs to be about 3.5, 4/10 back. He needs to get a really good run out of this corner. Not close enough. He's not going to be close enough this time. He's running out of laps to make this work. And he just he's got to stay closer. So hard to follow in these Formula 1 cars with the aerodynamics the way they are. Picks up some good time through turn 1 and turn 2 there. I mean, don't give it to him quite yet, but yeah, I got to think Ardell made the smarter move there going to the medium because the softs just they never seem to last. As now test science for tires on the front straightaway. So what happened there? He is, but that's not what we want to see. We want to see a side-by-side battle between these two. Down to the wires. Now I think those tires are starting to go off just a little bit on Get Me My Pipes Williams as Ardell pulls a little bit of a gap there in the third sector. Interesting thing out front, though, is Ardell is on about 30% ERS. Meanwhile, the two cars behind him, Get Me My Pipes on about 50, and Interior Titan's on about 20. So is Get Me My Pipe just going to try and run Ardell out of ERS? Indeed, I think the tires are starting to go away from him just a little bit here. Ardell not on the button this lap. Doesn't feel like he's close enough. Now he's on the button. Is he gonna lick the? Nope. Just being very timid going down into turn 1. That's not how you need to be, son. You need to be aggressive. You need to just lick the stamp, get up the inside, outbrake the guy. Looks like me or not spun at the exit of turn 1. Nothing happening there. Nobody else around him. Meanwhile, Exia just behind them, still holding strong in that P6 position, closing up on these two actually as they continue to fight. So Exia holding on very well considering he's on the oldest tires by quite a bit of this front group and on the hardest compound as well. Give Me My Pipe is a little closer this lap. Not going to be close enough for a move, I don't think, but he's going to gain some good time and get a lot closer to the car in front. Is he maybe just going to try for that last lap lunge? Indeed. Pipe's a lot closer. He's close coming up through sector 1 here. He is possibly, he's looking to the outside, nothing happening there through the fast right. One line corner, but he is very close to the back of that Red Bull. This is what he needs to do. He needs to harry him all the way through sector 1 and 2, all the way through sector 3 onto the front straightaway. He needs to get back up on the gearbox of that car in front and make him aware that, hey, you're not getting away from me even if you are on better tires. Come here. This is my win. He needs to be within 4/10 coming off of the final corner onto the banking to make that work. And he needs to be on that button immediately as soon as he gets the full throttle to make the most of it down that front straightaway. That's something I've noticed both these guys doing is they're waiting until they're a long way down the straightaway to activate the ERS. That's not the best way to use it. The best way to use it is when the car is at its slowest. Indeed, so we got two groups here. And then we kind of got Phantom just out by his lonesome in 8th place. Same thing with Jules, same thing with the R10. And then you got Mitch, TK, Formula Rager all in a little bunch right back there for 11th, 12th, and 13th out of the points. And Phantom's internet striking again. Give him my pipe, still holding on. He's only got 3 laps left to make this work. If he's going to do it, he needs to do it now. Ardell actually with a little bit more ERS right now than the Williams behind him, so that's going to play in his favor. I think the best thing that Pipe can do is try to save up as much ERS as he can for that last lap lunge into turn 1. After that, there's really not a good place to try it. My Pipe tried for a move at the end of the Sector 2 DRS straight into that tight chicane. That's really just not a good place to try it because on one hand, if you go to the right-hand side, then you're on the outside for the long left-hander. If you try to go to the left-hand side, you're going to be the out. And now Interior Titan's going to go for a move. Not going to make it stick, but he went for it. So now Give Me My Pipe with clean air. Ardell may have just thrown this race away. I think he can. I think he's being a little bit smarter than Pipe was with this through here. Pipe runs a little bit wide there Ardell with a better exit. He's only about 3/10 back. He's going to have DRS, and this is coming up to start the last lap, so this is going to be the last run down into turn 1 for these guys. They're both on the button. Ardell's going to have DRS. I think he's going to make a move, and I think he's going to make it stick. Pipe's going to go defensive here. He is... Oh! And they're... Oh! Pipe's off. Pipe's out of the session. He is out of the session, racing for the lead. Wow. That was just clumsy. And Interior Titan's going to go for the move. I think Interior's probably, I think he should just sit there. I think probably Ardell's going to cop a penalty for that. He is probably going to cop a penalty. Exia might be able to get him on the run to the line here. What is Milk? They're about the same on the RS. Exia's going to get the inside there. That's going to kill his momentum on the front straightaway. Whoa! Milk makes a mistake, and that's going to give Exia P4, but Reptile's going to get them both on penalties. Well, disappointing end of the race for getting my pipe there. Just almost had it. BRL Exia getting driver of the day. Who was your driver of the day? Well, I got to give driver of the day to Interior Titan 93 here. Depending what happens in the stewards room at the end, after the end here, the man might have just won this race by not doing anything. I will in just a moment. Currently watching the podium celebration there. Again, this is all pending what happens in the stewards room. You got to imagine that Pipe's not going to be happy about getting hooked there. And I doubt these guys are going to be able to have their audio on the stream because we've been having issues with that all night. But Ardell, currently in P1, obviously not the way we wanted to see that go down there between you and Pipe on the last lap, but not a bad night for you, my friend. Another win. And please make sure... Nope. Please make sure you include your audio. There you go. Now we can hear you. So Ardell, obviously not the way we wanted that to end, but came off with you as the winner for the moment. We'll see what happens with anything in the stewards room, but provided nothing happens, you are the winner of the Dutch Grand Prix for Tier 4 here at Zandvoort. How do you feel? And apparently we're still having issues getting the audio to include, so we may just cut this short with without the podium interviews. So, Maverick, mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Can you hear them? Ardell, try saying something.